Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me and see me well? Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Can you hear me well? Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Can you hear me well? All right. Excellent. Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining. Welcome. My name is Tutor Lani. I hope you're having a great weekend. My weekend was great. Yesterday, I went for a walk, I did some exercise, I watched a movie, and now we're here. And I'm very, very excited and happy to be here with you. How about you? How was your weekend? Tell me what you did this weekend. Did you work? Did you study? Did you go out? Please type in the chat box your location and tell me about your weekend or what you usually do on the weekend. Hi, everyone. Greetings to Cambodia. Hello. Hi. Pakistan. Welcome. All right. India. How was your weekend, guys? What did you do? Thank you. Bangladesh. Hello. India. Excellent. How was your weekend? Are you having a good weekend? What did you do? Or what do you usually do on the weekend? Oh, you took lessons. Okay. Hi. Great. You had some classes on Cambly. Great. Bangladesh. Hello, Turkey. Welcome. Oh, I'm glad you had a great weekend. Nigeria. You had a great, awesome. Is this awesome weekend? All right. I'm in my house tuning in. Very good. Excellent. Hi. Malaysia. Welcome. Hi, Sri Lanka. You had a party. Yay. I love I love parties. Excellent. All right. I usually go to the mall. Okay, that's a nice hobby. You had a party. Okay, many students had parties this weekend. Excellent. All right. Uzbekistan, right. Welcome, welcome everyone. Greetings to all the students that are tuning in today. Oh, you're really grateful. Very nice. I'm grateful that you're joining. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Greetings. You had a great weekend. We have students from all over the world today. That's excellent. Okay, Pakistan. Very good. We have lots of students from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Ghana. Greetings. Hello. I'm so excited. I'm excited too. Very good. Thank you, everyone. I'm super excited to be here with you. And okay, tell me where you're from. Where are you tuning in from today? Somalia, hi. Mexico, Pakistan, Brazil, welcome. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Excellent. Japan, hello. Hi. Good evening for you, right? Good evening. Hi, India, Pakistan. Excellent. Hello, Obi from Sri Lanka, Pakistan, India. Thank you so much for joining. Somalia again. Very good. Excellent, guys. Well, okay, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia. Welcome. Good evening, Nepal. Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining. I'm super excited as usual. I love our Cambly Live lessons. And I wanted to remind you that today's class will be posted to our Cambly channel. So if you missed something or you want to review it, you can always go back and watch it. You can also share this lesson with your friends, your coworkers, your family, and please invite them to join us every Sunday for more English live lessons. We love when students join us. We love having so many international students. So please feel welcome. And are we ready to start? Are you guys ready? Everyone, thumbs up. Ready? Let's start, okay? Today's lesson is about negotiations, as you can see. And what is a negotiation? Well, a negotiation is the process of discussing something with someone in order to reach an agreement with them. Okay. And for example, you may need to negotiate or come to an agreement with a client over the price or the delivery dates or the supply agreements. You can also negotiate with vendors, and negotiating is a very important skill to develop. So I want to ask you guys, how about you? Do you ever need to negotiate at work? Please type. Do you negotiate at work? How often do you negotiate? I want to know how many students here negotiate at work? For sure. No. Even if you don't negotiate, this is a very good skill to develop or to have. So please stay tuned. How often do you negotiate? All the time. Okay, I don't work. Well, perhaps you will use this in the future. All right. Do you negotiate at work? How often do you negotiate? Certainly. Okay, once a week. That's pretty often. Yes, absolutely, says Jason. All right. Very often, says Chichito. Excellent. All right. You are an executive, so you do need to negotiate a lot. Excellent. Well, thank you. Even if you negotiate sometimes or occasionally, this is a very good skill to develop. Okay. So let's start. Let's start. In our lesson today, we'll review and practice many useful expressions and helpful tips to help you negotiate with others. And as you can see, we have 6 different points. They are starting a negotiation, making a proposal, agreeing and disagreeing, compromising, clarifying, and concluding. And all these phrases will help you to negotiate with clients, with coworkers, with managers, with your business partner, and so on. So please stay tuned. Okay, I will show you the sentences as I discuss them, and please feel free to write them down or take a screenshot if necessary. If you need more time, you can always rewatch the lesson, pause the video, and write them down. Please, again, remember, our lesson will be posted to our Cambly channel, so please check it out after our live stream. Okay, so are we all set? Are we all ready? Yes? Okay, well, let's start with our first point, starting a negotiation. And this is very important because you want to use a firm but friendly tone of voice when you are beginning a negotiation. And when negotiating in English, it is generally a good idea to start by agreeing on the points to be discussed. Here are some useful expressions to get the negotiation started. And here they are. Starting a negotiation. First one, should we have a look at the agenda? Should we have a look at the agenda? Number 2, let's start by looking at the main points for today's discussion. Number 3, to begin, I'd like to outline our goals and objectives. By the way, most of these phrases are written on the board as well, so you can see them as a reference, but I'll show them to you one by one, okay? So this is just a reference. Okay, so let's start with an example. All right, you meet your client or your customer, you greet each other, hi, hello. Maybe you do some small talk. Hey, how are you? How was your trip? How's the weather? How are you doing? How's your day going? And but then to actually start the negotiation, you could say, to begin, I'd like to outline our goals and objectives. And by saying this, you're letting the other person know that you are starting or beginning the negotiation. So first, you do small talk. If you use one of these phrases, it's time to start the negotiation, okay? So it's good to be familiar with these phrases. Okay, now let's move on to point number 2, making a proposal. And for this one, the following phrases can help you if you're the one making the proposal or you're starting the negotiation. And a basic or common way to make a proposal, very easy way, is to say, I propose that, or I recommend that. This is a way to make a direct and formal proposal. Very easy. I recommend that. I propose that. For example, I propose a commission of 3% per unit sold. I recommend that we raise our prices for next quarter. If you want to make the proposal more polite, you could say, would you consider? Would you consider an interest rate of 7%? Or you can say, what if we push back the product launch until the 25th? So, would you consider? What if we? Now, let's pause here, guys, and practice these phrases. So what I want you to do is, please, could you make a business proposal? Perhaps think about something that you will say at work or in a meeting to a client, or something that you will say to your manager. You could use any of these phrases. Please type your proposals in the chat box. Okay, so I'm going to move here and I'll check your proposals. Please type them up. And I'll show you the examples again. Okay. You can say, I recommend that. I propose that. What if we? Would you consider? Okay. I'll give you some time to type your proposals. What if we? What if we reschedule our meeting? Anything else? Could you make any other proposals? Think about your work. Would you consider a 10% discount? That's a good one, Memo. Very good. Would you consider to hold? Okay. That's a good proposal. Would you consider to hold a live lesson every day? Every Sunday. Every Sunday at the same time. Please join us. What if we schedule the meeting tomorrow? Okay, great. Thank you. Could you increase our budget? Excellent, Egg. I'm from Rwanda. Okay, very good. Great proposals. Think about something that you would say at work. I propose a commission of 11%. I recommend we pay them installment. I propose that I'll discount the price to up to 50%. Okay, good job. I propose some spotlight on this product. Okay, excellent. I recommend Cambly as a wonderful study app. I like that proposal, Jason. Thank you. Excellent. I recommend that we launch the product soon. Thank you. All right. Would you consider to participate in this survey? Excellent. Good job, everyone. Now remember, you can always go back if you need to. All right. So this is just making a proposal. Well done. Excellent. I love your examples. Okay. And then remember, it's I recommend we pay in installments. Okay. All right. Good job. Okay. Well, now you make Excellent proposals. You made excellent proposals. I love that. Keep typing them. And all right, well, I think we are ready for our next step. After you make the proposal, we have to agree or disagree. That's our next point. So if during the discussion you agree with the other person, you could say, so if you like the proposal the other person made, you could say, I agree with you on that point. Okay, I like this one. We can work with this or that. Or that sounds great. Or it sounds great. And this last one is more informal, by the way. So you can say that sounds great if it's a little bit more informal. I like this. We can work with that. That shows that you're agreeing. Okay. And these are just some phrases that you could use. But disagreements are an important part of negotiating as well. And we should disagree to let the other party know that we are not on the same page. This is an idiom that means to be in agreement. But in this case, it's negative, which means we are not in agreement. We are not on the same page. We disagree. Okay? So, are we on the same page so far? Do you agree? Are we in agreement? Okay. Don't worry if you're late. Remember, you can always watch this lesson. All right. Okay. Now, when we disagree, we need to try to be tactful and polite. And this is challenging. We need to be tactful, polite. But the following phrases should definitely help. So here are some phrases to disagree. Unfortunately, those terms are unacceptable. You can actually change this. Unfortunately, that price is unacceptable. Unfortunately, that arrangement is unacceptable. Okay? Our next one. I can't quite agree with you on that. I can't quite agree with you on that. You're showing that you're disagreeing. Okay, there's another one, my personal favorite. I understand where you're coming from. However, I'm afraid that doesn't work for me or for us. Okay, I don't think we're interested in. I have some reservations about, and I'm afraid I can't agree with that. So let's try out an example. After this, let's see an example. And here we have disagreeing example. Can you see it well? I hope you can see it well. All right. So here's your supplier. Your supplier tells you, because of the economy, we have raised our prices. That's not good, right? Because of the economy, we have raised our prices. You could say, or you could reply, I understand where you're coming from. However, we have been doing business with you for 10 years. You could even add, and we feel like we should keep the original price. So I understand where you're coming from. However, we have been doing business with you for 10 years. And we feel we should keep the original price. So that last part supports your idea. We feel we should keep our original price. So using these expressions and phrases can help you to tactfully reject a proposal. And you want to be polite. You don't want to be rude. Oh, I don't like that. No. Okay, no. Be tactful, friendly, and polite. And now let's move on to the most important part of negotiating, which is compromising. And compromising means both sides willing to make sacrifices to come to an agreement. In English, we say give and take, or meet halfway, or meet in the middle. Okay, meet in the middle, meet halfway, or give and take. And the following phrases can help you express you are willing to make some changes, but the other party needs to make changes as well. So you're okay, you can make some changes, but they need to make changes too. And here are our examples. So we have, hope you can see them well. We might be able to work on if you could, or I agree with this, but could you do that? We accept your offer, however, there would be one condition. And we could offer you this if you think you can agree on. Okay, so these are very good expressions. We have two more expressions. Here they are. In exchange for, would you agree to? Or is that the best you could offer? And let's think about an example. So I'll give an example of compromising. Okay, so here is our example. I hope I'm not covering my face. Okay, here's an example of compromising. We might be able to finish construction before the deadline if you handle the city permits. And we could offer you a 5% discount if you think you can agree on purchasing more units. So I'm giving, but I'm also taking, all right? Compromising. Now, some idioms that we use to invite the other party to compromise are, could you meet us halfway? Could you meet us halfway? Or let's try to meet in the middle. These are very good idioms, okay? If you think you've spent enough time negotiating, perhaps you've spent hours or weeks, and it seems like you can't reach an agreement, I personally like this expression. Let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. And this is a way to agree, not to argue or keep talking anymore about a difference of opinion. You can't reach an agreement. So that's it. Let's agree to disagree. But you definitely don't want to get to this point during a negotiation. Unfortunately, it happens. Sometimes that happens, but we don't like that. Let's agree to disagree. Okay. All right. So moving on to our next point. And we have our next point is clarifying. Point number 5, clarifying. And after negotiating and reaching an agreement, it's a good idea to make sure what exactly we agreed on or what both parties will do. You need to have everything clear, no questions. So here are some phrases you can use to double check what was agreed on. And here are some expressions. I just want to be sure I understood correctly. Do you mean, and then restate what you think the person said? Do you mean that blah, blah, blah? Or, okay, if I'm not wrong, you meant that, and then restate what you discussed. Or let's summarize. Let's summarize what we agreed on. And just a simple and direct question. Are you saying that blah, blah, blah? Okay, so here's an example. Okay, your client told you that he could pay you by the end of the week. What you think? That's what you think. After negotiating, You think your client said he could pay you by the end of the week. So to clarify, you can say, I just want to make sure I understood correctly. Do you mean that you could pay us by Friday? So I just want to make sure that I understood correctly. Do you mean you could pay us by Friday? Okay, so that would be a good way to clarify. And it's a very good expression. So please keep practicing them. And if you want the other party to provide with more details, or if you have more questions, you could say, could you be more specific on, maybe I didn't understand. Could you be more specific on, could you be more specific on the interest rates you offer? Or could you expand more on that? Remember, you always want to make sure that you are on the same page and that everything is clear and understood correctly. So that's clarifying. Now we've come to our last point, which is concluding. And here are some things that you could say to let the other party know that you have finished the negotiation. There are very simple ways, very simple sentences, and it's a very simple way to end the discussion. So the first one, it's a deal. It's a deal, or done deal. The next one is an idiom. Let's shake. Let's shake on it. Okay, it comes from shaking hands. Let's shake on it. And this one, it was a pleasure doing business with you. This is a very nice and polite way to end your negotiation. And very nice. So don't forget, if it's customary to shake hands, pleasure. It was a pleasure doing business with you, or let's shake on it. Keep using this idiom as well. And so congratulations, guys. You did it. You were able to negotiate successfully with these 6 points. And so after reviewing these 6 main points, I hope these phrases and suggestions will help you to negotiate successfully. So please keep practicing them. And now it's time for you to practice them here. I'm going to give you a couple of exercises, and I'll give you a scenario. So please check them out and try to use one of the phrases that we discussed today. There are multiple options, so if you use the correct point, any phrase will be okay. All right? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's start with exercise number 1. Here it is. I hope you can see it. So you are buying a new car and you agree with the interest rate, but you want the salesman to drop the price. So how would you say this? You are buying a new car and you agree with the interest rate, but you want the salesman to drop the price. What could you say? And now move a little bit. Okay. Which phrase could you use? So you agree, but you also want the salesman to do something for you. Perfect. Would you consider a discount? Okay. So discount is a singular word. So would you consider a discount? Could you meet halfway? Could we meet halfway? All right. Would you consider dropping the price 10%? Okay. I accept the interest rate, but could you lower the price? Oh, good. That's a good one. Thank you. Is this the best price you can offer? Okay, I like that one too. If you want to say it more politely, you can say you could offer, but you can offer, it's okay as well. I agree on the interest rate, but but can you consider dropping the price? That's a very good one. Would you consider to offer ex- five extra 5% discount? Okay. Would you consider offering an extra 5% discount? I want to buy the car from you. However, I have a condition. Could you consider offering 5% discount? Wow, that's a very good one. Okay. Okay, good. Good job, everyone. Excellent. You're doing an excellent job. I really like seeing your answers. Okay, good. What if you drop the, okay. What if you drop, could you, remember? Could or would are more polite. So you could use that. Could you drop or would you consider? Okay. Can you give me? Could you give me? Would it be possible? Would it be possible that I? Okay. Would it be possible to get a discount, or could you offer any discount? Okay. All right. Good job. Good job, everyone. So we are compromising, right? Because you agree, but you want to do something else. So I'm checking your phrases. They're very good. I agree with you, but it's better to drop the price. Okay. Uh, Here is an example. So you could use any of these expressions, but you can say, I agree with, but could you? I agree with the interest rate, but could you lower the price? This is just an example. Could you offer me some? Okay. You guys like discounts, don't you? Okay. All right. Remember, I agree or I accept this, but or however, you want to uh, show that you are willing to do something, but you want the other person to also offer something extra. Is it possible to get a discount? Okay. That's a good one, but you could say, I agree with, or, you know, I agree with this, the payment plan, but is it possible to get a discount? Or would you consider? Okay, so that's our first exercise. Good job, everyone. Thank you so much. I love that you're trying very hard and you're doing an excellent job. Let's move on to our example number 2. This is an easy one. Okay, this one is piece of cake, which means it's very easy. So you're talking to your client and he wants you to waive or cancel. Waive means cancel. So you're talking to your client and he wants you to waive all fees, and but you cannot accept that. That's unacceptable. So what would you say? Your client wants you to cancel all fees or waive all fees. This one is easy. Okay, sorry. I should move. I should move. So I'm trying not to cover my face as well. And you don't like this. You can't waive all fees. You want to cancel them. Oh, he wants to cancel them, but you can't accept that. Okay, so let me move on to this part here. I'm afraid that we cannot do that. Okay, that's very good. I'm afraid to say we can't. Remember, you can't. You can't. So that's a good one. I'm afraid to say that we can't waive all fees. Unfortunately, this isn't unacceptable, or this is unfortunately this isn't acceptable. Okay, good. I'm afraid I cannot agree with that. Good job, Tomoko. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I cannot agree with that. I disagree with your deal. You could say that, but that's kind of remember, we need to be tactful and polite. You want to be nice. I like that one. I understand where you're coming from, but I am sorry, it's impossible. Okay, or we can't. I'm sorry, we can't do that. We can't reach. All right. Okay, I like that you're using different expressions to show that you're disagreeing. And actually, a very simple way, you're doing an excellent job, by the way. You could say, I'm afraid that doesn't work for us. I'm afraid I can't agree with that, or I'm afraid that doesn't work for us. Plain and simple, but tactful and polite. I'm afraid that doesn't work for us. I understand where you're coming from, but we cannot agree on. Okay, very good. Excellent. Good job. Very, very nice. You're doing an excellent job. I love seeing you practice the expressions. Let's move on to example number 3. And here's our example. Okay, let me put it here. All right. Now, for this one, your supplier tells you they will deliver all your packages by the end of the week, and you are pleased with that. You are very happy. This is a good thing. You're happy. You like this deal. Your supplier tells you that they will deliver all your packages by the end of the week, and you are very pleased and happy with that. What would you say? Okay, let me move on here. Oh, it's a deal. Okay, I appreciate it. That's very polite. It's a deal. Yes, you could say it's a deal if you like it right away. I'm pleased to come to an agreement with you. I am pleased to come to an agreement with you. Let's shake on it. Wow, that's a good one. Yes, you could say that. Done deal. Thank you for your arrangement. Very polite, Chichiro. Thank you for your effort. Oh, thanks for your effort. Um, okay, I'm really happy. I'm glad to hear this. I really appreciate it. Okay, so do you agree or disagree with this? This is a proposal. They're proposing this. That's your client. Your client is proposing this. What would you say to respond and to show that you are in agreement? You are on the same page. That sounds really good. Yes, you can say that too. That that is a good. Okay, it was a pleasure doing business with you. But remember, you have to show that you have agreed. Okay. Yes. So if you love, I'm pleased with your. Okay, I'm pleased with that. I agree with you on that. I appreciate it. Very good. You can say that sounds great. That sounds great to us, or it sounds great. Of course, you can use any other expressions from here. You're doing an excellent job. Let's shake on it. Yes, if you're almost done or if you're done, you can say let's shake on it as well. Okay, very good. I like that you're using the idioms already. Okay, let's move on to example number 4. Example number 4. Okay, this is something that could happen to you. You have received a promotion. You have received a promotion at work. You were able to negotiate your salary raise and new schedule, but you want to double check what you've agreed on. So you want to double check. You're not 100% sure. What would you do or what would you say? Remember, everything needs to be clear. What would you say? Good job, everyone. Excellent. Mm-hmm. But you want, okay, here, you want to double check. You want to make sure that you are on the same page, that you understood correctly. You are perhaps scratching your head because you're not 100% sure. You just want to double check what you've agreed on with your manager. What would you say? Okay, you could say, let me clarify, or could you clarify? Could you clarify this? Thank you, Yogesh Ram, I think that's how you say it. Could you clarify it, or could you make, could you say, could you be more specific? Thank you, Jason. Could you be more specific on my new salary and my new schedule? I'd like to understand correctly. Could you be more specific on my promotion? Thank you, Kino. Okay. Tomoko, I'll accept your offer. However, I need to make sure it works. I need to make sure it works for me. I need to make sure. Okay, let me double check. I just want to be sure I understand well. I understand well. Could you come again? Oh, okay. That's a good one. Excellent. I just want to be sure I understand well. Thank you. That's a good expression. Thank you. Very, very nice. So when we clarify, we could say, you are saying different, you're using different expressions. It's great. You don't have to necessarily stick to my script, but the idea is there. So thank you. So you could say, if I'm not wrong, my new schedule will be, and my salary would be, or you could also say, I just want to be sure that I understood correctly. Do you mean that my new salary would be and my new schedule would be? So you could use any of this to clarify. You want to double check. You want to make sure that you understood correctly. Okay, let's move on to our last one. Our last example here. This one is very, very easy, and it's a very good one. Very easy. Okay, you and the other party finally came to an agreement. You are ready to sign the contract. Yay, you're super excited. What would you say? You are ready to sign the contract. You finally came to an agreement. You are so excited. You are happy. What would you say? Very, very easy. This is, let's shake on it, Swelly says. Very good. Let's shake on it. Thank you. Okay. So the idiom is let's shake on it. All right, let's shake on it. And you could use any other expression as well. Let's sign the contract. Okay, that's a good one too. Let's sign. All right. Or all right, it's a pleasure doing business with you. Or it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Where should I sign? You're ready. It's a deal. Excellent. All right. It was It was a pleasure doing business with you. I can't wait. I can't wait for the day we start working together. Thank you, Kino. It was great. Let's shake on it. Let's make it. Okay. Done deal. Remember, done deal. So the idiom is let's shake. Let's shake on it. Let's shake on it. It was really nice or really good working with you. Or okay, you could say that too. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Excellent. Good job, everyone. You got it. This was piece of cake. Great way to finish your negotiation. Done deal. Let's shake on it. It's a deal. Good job. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. You did an amazing job today. You are definitely ready to negotiate in English. Please keep practicing these expressions and idioms. One time or just a class is not enough. Keep using them. Keep using them. Keep practicing them. Do you have any questions for me about the lesson? Or were there any new words or vocabulary words or idioms that are new to you? Do you have any questions? I'll give you some time to type in your questions. Let's shake on it. Okay. Let me see what you've asked. Oh, I think someone asked before what an agenda was, or what agenda mean. That was the beginning of our conversation. Should we have a look at the agenda? An agenda is a schedule or an outline of all the main points that you are going to discuss during the meeting. So all the main points that you'll discuss, that's your agenda for the meeting. Okay. It's common to have an agenda for a meeting so that everybody knows what will be discussed. So that was a good question. Are there any more idioms? Well, there are many more idioms. There are many more idioms. I have just some of them here that we saw. Could we? Could you meet us? Could you meet us halfway? To meet halfway, let's try to meet in the middle. Could we meet in the middle? Are we on the same page? Do you understand, or are we in agreement? And let's shake on it. Okay, very good. Any other questions? You guys did a very good job as usual. That's agenda. Again, it's a meeting schedule. Very good. Well, thank you. Is there any different? Well, a business negotiation is a formal negotiation as well, but there are different types of negotiations. Some of them are formal, more formal, business-like. Others are just part of your everyday life. When you talk to the street vendors, when you go grocery shopping to the market, perhaps you start negotiating about the price or how many products will you buy. These are not formal negotiations. These are just everyday negotiation. No, negotiation is not the same as bargaining because that is just asking for a lower price. And a negotiation is just coming to an agreement. So, okay. Okay, well, in case of a disagreement, how should I end my negotiation? That's a good one. Remember, we say we could, well, after you've tried your best, this is a good idiom or a good expression. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Let's agree to disagree. Or we can we can all agree to disagree. That's a good one. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. That's all the time we have for questions. Okay, you can always check our live lesson on our YouTube Cambly, on our Cambly channel. And all right, well, thank you so much. For those who are unfamiliar with Cambly, Cambly is an English platform that gives you instant access to friendly native English speakers. So you can improve your speaking, your listening, your pronunciation. If you have an exam coming up and you want to prepare and you want to be ready for it, Cambly is an excellent option for you. You can take English lessons anytime, anywhere, right from your phone, your tablet, your computer. Cambly is a very flexible and friendly platform to use. And I have great news for you today. you could get up to 36% off Cambly using the promo code Go Live. You can also schedule your next class with me. I saw a couple of students asking how can they contact me. Schedule your next class with me by clicking on the link in the description below. I would love to meet you and discuss more more about this lesson or any other topic. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Please stay safe and take care of you and your family. I will see you next time. Have a good weekend. Bye bye. Bye, guys. Good job. Bye bye.